What's up, YouTube? This is GroudonEmpire, and I am back for another episode of Route Global 1000, episode 27. Last couple of episodes, just like this episode, these have all been post-game commentary, me commentating over replays that I've saved while playing. If you don't know the reason, I don't want to repeat myself, so you can just go back to the last episode or the episode before that to hear why I am doing post-game commentary instead of live. So I just want to get right into this game. So we see our opponent's team. Oh, and first of all, on our opponent, their points, again, just like in the last couple of games, they're in the range of 1,700 to 2,000, so they can be anywhere there. That's basically mid to high ladder for anyone who wants to get an idea of the level of my opponents and of myself. I'm like in the mid 1,800s when I'm having this battle and the last couple of battles. So yeah, let's get right into the battle. So we see our opponent has a Talonflame. Right away, we know that I definitely want to bring my Garchomp for the rocks. Definitely. However, we also see that not only does my opponent have a Talonflame, my opponent also has a Slowbro. Now, the problem with my opponent also having a Slowbro is that even if I can somehow get rid of Talonflame, Slowbro is still an issue for the Blaziken. However, Talonflame and Slowbro can both be dealt with by Zapdos. Also, Zapdos can also deal with the Ferrothorn. And with Rocky Helmet, it can sort of take on the Kangaskhan, and if it can hit a Gengar on the switch, it can also go down in ease with the Destiny Bond, or it can just simply take it out on a 1v1 situation with the Gengar if I can nail it on a switch. Basically, the point is Zapdos is a must-have to deal with the Ferrothorn, the Talonflame, and Slowbro especially. And the mixture of Garchomp and Zapdos should be enough to take down the Kangaskhan. And for the last slot, I am going to pick Blaziken, even though there's a Slowbro and a Talonflame, because Blaziken annihilates Blissey, Kangaskhan, and it can take down the Gengar and the Ferrothorn. Just the Talonflame and the Slowbro are issues, and the other two teammates will hopefully deal with that between Stealth Rock and just Zapdos' amazing typing. And I believe that's 2 minutes, so that was slightly more than 2 minutes. Basically, I'm pretty sure you guys already got the idea of how I would have thought about it within a 2-minute time span. It's pretty straightforward, really. I just need to pick, as you saw, Garchomp lead, and then Blaziken to deal with everything except for the Talonflame and Slowbro, which Zapdos can deal with. Basically, that's what you want. In 20 seconds, you can decide what team you want to pick. So anyway, we start the battle, and what's my opponent going to start off with? Usually, it tends to be a Gengar. It might also be a Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn, when you see a Kangaskhan on my team, you might want to bring a Ferrothorn as a lead, but instead it's a Gengar, as we've seen so many times, and it's actually not a Mega Gengar. Regardless, I'm going to go for a Rock Tomb right from the start, because if it's a Sash, I break the Sash, and it becomes slower than me. And if it's a Mega, well, I can even Earthquake afterwards. Now, next turn, I know it's going to switch out, so I go for the Stealth Rock. You guys who have seen me play versus Gengar leads so many times in past replays, you know that's what I do with Garchomp. And the Ferrothorn comes out in front of us while I set up the rocks. Next turn, I switch out into Zapdos because Zapdos walls Ferrothorn's stab, and I have Heat Wave to decimate it. So I just go into Zapdos right away, not going to waste my time with the Garchomp. This thing sets up rocks. That's very annoying because now my Sash is going to be broken on the on the Garchomp and whatnot. And I go for the Heat Wave. It does good damage. Doesn't want to hit KO because I'm not an offensive Zapdos. My opponent goes for the Leech Seed. It's very annoying, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. And it has leftovers, so that's nice to know. It doesn't have Rocky Helmet, it has leftovers. It's probably going to use Protect next turn, but just to be safe, I'm still going to use the Heat Wave. Just to be safe. And, or will I use Roost? Actually, let's see what happens. Okay, nope, I go for the Heat Wave. And, yeah, so that happens. And I think this turn he's going to switch out into Gengar. However, I'm still going to go for the Heat Wave because I want this thing to die. Because it might not go into Gengar, and in that case, I'm not going to go for over predictions when I can just go for Heat Wave and I can, kill that Ferrothorn. So what happens? He definitely goes into Gengar, and I miss the Heat Wave. So if I really wanted to predict that and go for a prediction and, move based on that, definitely the best move would have been a Thunderbolt Blitz, whatever. This turn, Sludge Bomb attacks. It doesn't quite kill me. I do get Toxic, so that's extremely annoying. Not Toxic, Poisoned. Thunderbolt takes this thing out, and it wasn't even a crit, so that's nice. Can't recall if my opponent was having the black sludge or if it was just or if it was a sash. I don't know. But the Talonflame comes this turn, and the Talonflame can roost up if it has roost, or it can just go for the Brave Bird and kill the Zapdos, so it doesn't risk anything, right? So it goes for the Brave Bird instead of roosting. So that really makes me think that this Talonflame is actually what's it called? It's actually going to be banded. And the reason I didn't switch Zapdos out is because I'm going to die anyway to rocks, so might as well get Rocky Helmet damage off if I can, or a Thunderbolt. So anyways, this turn was a crucial turn. He went for the Will-O-Wisp. I predicted him to be banded, and I just thought I'll just do whatever move I want to do. If he has Roost somehow and uses it, I'll use the Earthquake and kill it. However, my opponent went for the Will-O-Wisp, and it missed, and that is so huge. Because I went for an Earthquake, so that was basically a free Will-O-Wisp, and he could have basically ruled, and he would have been alive, and he would have killed my Blaziken in the end. But instead, he misses the Will-O-Wisp. I miss my Earthquake, but next turn, I use the Rock Tomb while he lands the Will-O-Wisp, and I kill it. And if I just went for Rock Tomb to begin with, I wouldn't have to deal with relying on hacks to win. So I can understand everyone screaming right now that I probably only won this game because of hacks. And I mean, the reason I'm saying won is because, there's a Ferrothorn and I have a Blaziken in the back. There's really no way the Ferrothorn's going to kill me. So once Talonflame is out, I basically win with the Blaziken. So really at this point, there's no point in really talking about what's going to happen. But basically waiting for Garchomp to die so I can safely get the Blaziken in and then one-hit KO this thing with the Flare Blitz. Now I'm going to take this chance to just start talking about that Talonflame turn, because that's a very deep turn from both aspects, from both perspectives, whether it's my perspective or my opponent's perspective. If my opponent was truly not banded, in my opinion, my opponent's best move would be to use Roost. And because I didn't want to take the risk of my opponent roosting up and then switching out, I decided to use Earthquake because I might die to a banded, what's it called? Brave Bird anyway. So that's why I went for the Earthquake. And my opponent went for the Will-O-Wisp because they didn't want to take their chances of dying to a Rock Tomb when they can just... But honestly, they would have still died to the Rock Tomb. They were probably counting on me missing my Rock move and burning my Garchomp at the same time. So really what my opponent was trying to do was a low percentage thing, and what I was doing was just a hard play. So really, both of us, we went for risks. I went for the unnecessary risk that I thought was necessary actually. But it's just after you watch this game and you see what happens, it's actually, you realize it wasn't a necessary risk. But if you really think about it, if he was the Will-O-Wisp Roost variant, really, my opponent should have seriously went for the Roost, is what I would have thought, and that's why I went for the Earthquake. So really, it ended up biting my opponent in the butt, but it really helped me out, even though I went for the bad play. So this is another case of a game where I go for a bad play and I still end up winning. This time it's due to hacks, unlike the last time, which was just me risking a crit. So me winning this game due to hacks really does not leave a good mark inside of my. It doesn't make me feel good about this win. However, that turn between Talonflame and Garchomp, what variant of Talonflame is it? What's the EV spread on that Talonflame? You know what I'm saying? What's the item on that Talonflame? We don't know any of that stuff. I don't know any of that stuff, and seeming from him, not taking chances and not going for the Roost when he had a really good chance to Roost up on that Zapdos that was going to die anyway, really led me to believe that he is not the Roost variant. However, I still went for the Earthquake like an idiot. So definitely I should have won this game. And me going for that Earthquake was a really bad move, but honestly I should have still won the game because I should have actually used a Rock Tomb. So that was my bad play. I understand that, and I only won because of hacks. I understand that too, but it was a bad play on my part. I probably choked, whatever the hell happened, because I saw he doesn't have Roost, otherwise he would have went for the Roost. and I just went for the earthquake like an idiot. So that was really, I have no reason to go for the earthquake after seeing that, so that's really bad on my part. Thankfully, I did not end up losing the game because of that, but now from this game, I realized if I see all of that information, I should have went for the rock tomb. There's no reason I should have not went for the rock tomb. So I hope you guys understood that and learned from that even though I won because of hacks, I definitely could have won without the hacks, using all the information I had that the Talonflame more than likely doesn't have the roost, because it didn't roost versus a dying Zapdos anyway, when it could have definitely roosted there for free. If you guys like this episode, please click that like button. It really helps me out, really encourages me to produce more of this content. And if you really like that stuff so much, please press that subscribe button so you also subscribe. If you like the video and you like my other content on the channel, it really doesn't, it only benefits you to subscribe. But you know what? It also benefits me. So if something benefits you and me, I think it would be great that you actually do something that benefits both of us. So if you like this video and you like the content on the channel, subscribe. And look out for the end of the series, because this season is ending in just 2 days or something. So yeah, I'm hyped. This was GroudonEmpire. Peace out.